What is it that your competitors are doing, some of them who are unscrupulous? What is it that they do in regards to their workers, people who, under the law, as I understand it, ought to be their employees, but they're getting around it, right?
They're issuing everybody a 1099, and in some instances, some of the larger contractors here, what they're doing, they're going out and getting a single person, and they're 1099, and this single person, let's say $5 million, and this single person has got 100 people working behind him that he's just paying cash money to. And then this single person at the end of the year, when he gets his 1099, he just tears it up and throws it in the trash can. And what happens then, the whole insurance industry got beat out on the money, the federal government got beat out on the money, and the state got beat out on the money. But the guy that got the 1099 and the guy that gave this guy the 1099, they were the two net winners in it. Only these two people win, and the other 100 guys, they were on the short end of the stick. Also, the public ends up on the short end of the stick. If one of these guys gets hurt, he goes down to Parkland, he gets bandaged up for free, and it ends up going through the taxpayer.
What's the difference there? I mean, how is that shutting you out of the market? I mean, what kind of a profit would you be able to make on a job like that versus what kind of profit they would make if they don't follow the rules the way you do?
We did a comparison on that Mansfield ISD job that I did, and the numbers, me and the guy who actually did the job, but them not enforcing him to pay the taxes or pay the workers' comp or general liability, he would have made $112,000, or he did make $112,000 on the job, and I would have made $44,000 some odd dollars on that same job.
And that's from him not paying the taxes on those employees?
That's by him not paying the taxes or workers' comp and general liability. I got a job right now that I'm doing, and when I priced the job, it was priced at a $26 and some odd cents wage rate on the job. After the job was awarded, they go back and revise the wage rate. This is after the federal funds are already in this job.
So what that means is, so people understand, what that means is they'll award a contract to somebody, and it's written in the specs that people are going to make a certain amount, and then after it's awarded, they change it.
After it's awarded, it's changed, and they pretty much tell me, you don't need to pay your employees that much. I do pay my employees that much. I mean, if I'm going to price a job that way, I'm going to pay it that way. These people, I think they come to work in the morning and they sit here and think how they can beat the system. And it's just like, and that's what's been so frustrating in this thing for me. And since I've red flagged this thing, there's been 3 credible death threats out on my life over this thing now. It's not all bad. The glass is still half full, but a lot of the big bona fide companies, Austin Commercials, the Becks, the Hill and Wilkinsons in the world, they have seen this thing and they have embraced me. And when I first red flagged this thing, I was at 50 employees and I went down to 20 employees, and now I'm 20 to 125 employees. But there is good contractors out there.
Is there anything else you want to say about it that I didn't ask you, or something that you think is the most important thing that you'd like people to understand about this?
We here in the state of Texas, Dallas, Houston, Austin, we pretty much have an average wage rate in our industry for a rod buster, iron worker, around $14 an hour. 30 years ago, we had an average wage rate for a rod buster in our industry of $14 an hour. The cost of a house, the cost of a car, on and on, has went up since then. And the reason I point out Texas, not Louisiana, Arkansas, or Oklahoma, because there are certain laws in those other states that stop people from doing that. One thing is, you don't have to be licensed in the state of Texas to do business. I can take the identical job in the state of Texas versus one over in the state of Louisiana. Easy get 40% more on the money because we have to be licensed over there. And what do I do in turn with that money? Instead of that guy making $14 an hour, he's making $18 an hour. There shouldn't be 5 people in a car going to work in the morning or coming home at the end of the day. There shouldn't be 5 families living in one household. It should be one man, one wife, and some kids, the way I look at it. But I mean, I think the nature of the human being is just good people. It's just like I feel like we have exploited these people so much.